My name's William Alsop. I'm an architect and I always wanted to be an architect, as long as I can remember. My interest in architecture, really, I don't really know where that came from. There's no one in my family that has done architecture or anything remotely like that. Maybe I fell in love with the word at some point, and before I knew what it meant. I mean, who knows? All I do know is that I was brought up in a house very close to the first modern movement house we built in Britain. This is in Northampton, a house called New Ways, designed by an architect called Peter Behrens. I always remember my mother taking us for a walk, who would say, "That's a really ugly house." And the more she said it, the more I seemed to think, well, actually it's quite interesting, because it didn't look like any other house in Northampton.
Well, Alsop uses painting as a first step towards the development of a project. It is an approach he has pursued since the mid-80s. He also thinks that sculpture was fundamental to the process of architectural design.
I do what I do, and I don't know any other way of doing it. That I tend to use paintings often very large, and it's not something I've always done, it's just evolved. When I was a student at the Architectural Association, I found it a very good place, not so much to sketch what's in the museum as to absorb the ambience and to do my own sketches, trying to work out what I wanted to do. So therefore, in that way, it was a point of some inspiration. I'm not sure that you'd recognise it coming through in the actual work I did, but I can assure you it was a delight to sit here with your own thoughts in a place that obviously inspired somebody else. Sometimes it can be quite abstract, sometimes it's more illustrative. The paint has a life of its own, and these marks that you make also sometimes suggest other things which you hadn't thought of. So it's a way of deprogramming yourself to actually see something else. I think it's important to engage the local community and turn it into a general conversation, a general imagining, dreaming session, whatever you like to call it. If you invite people to dream alongside you, then people actually are excited, and people underneath that are very interesting. They're harbouring dreams and aspirations which normally they don't have the opportunity to talk about.
William Alsop attended British school in Rome around 1972. During that period, he made some great friends who, in one way or another, influenced his thoughts in his work. His friends, painter David Gold, sculptor Karen Pura. She taught Alsop how to be curious, and also printmaker Ian Granger. This was in his bedroom in Rome. Unfortunately, this was the only image documented on his room at the time. Just a simple dorm room with everything any designer would need. A table by the window and an adjustable lamp. Just a regular setting in any house. Very different from his elaborate designs. Home in center of Norfolk. In this kitchen you can see that it's not the typical English kitchen. I think with a lot of his home design, he has taken the American touch to the house. In this image I can see that there's a working desktop or possibly a dining table for breakfast in the middle of the room. So the room itself has to be of a significant size or open planned for the table of such a size to work in the room. The room is very well illuminated, but with soft light for comfort and the sense of relaxing. One would cook and